Hi, this is Mark Arjes with Youth First with a message on youth sports done right by putting your youth first. We talk a lot about what role does youth sports play in the development of our young people. And most experts would say that kids should develop opportunities for exercise, learning to make friends, building confidence, learning about teamwork and self discipline, and the development of character traits like what we talk about in our 5 R's of growth that we put on the back of our player cards that we hand out as part of our Youth First Team Awards program. So today I thought I'd talk about one of those, about being resilient. We want our young people to learn to be resilient. In other words, acknowledge that failure and adversity is going to happen. Don't be afraid of it. Learn from it, get better, and move forward. You know, in the case of the events surrounding the virus pandemic right now, with schools closing, businesses being asked to close, social distancing, all those things, it's really taken us out of our normal routines. And being resilient is persevering in the face of things that are out of our control. Just as in sports, we can't control the weather, the field conditions, how well our opponent plays, the calls that the officials make, what the fans might say or do in the stands. And, you know, in life, there's things that we can't control, things that come our way as we're experiencing now. I know a lot of youth teams and even high school and college teams are disappointed right now because they've had games canceled and in some cases even their state and national tournaments canceled. You know, it's times like this when we can learn to zoom out and put things in perspective, process through it, learn from it, and move forward. And I remember my senior year in high school, I experienced one of those things in the state wrestling tournament. I entered ranked number 2 in my weight class, and just days before the tournament got really sick. I ended up wrestling the first match with the flu and lost by 1 point. Turned out to be one and done because that guy got beat in his next match, and so here I was all done. Was I disappointed? Absolutely. Was it the end of the world? No, not as it turned out. In the moment, certainly it seemed like a really big deal to me, but I've learned looking back that it was an opportunity to learn and to continue to get better and move forward. And it seems to me that we have a tendency today to protect our kids from failure and adversity, and I think it's a disservice to them. If there's ever a time that we want our kids to experience failure, to learn to overcome adversity and develop ways to process things that are out of their control, it's through playing sports. And if we don't allow them to experience these things until they're adults, we risk them not having the tools and ability to make good decisions when they really need to, when it might really matter. So what role does youth sports play? Opportunities for exercise, making friends, a lot of those things, yes, and developing character traits like resilience. The lasting value of participating in sports comes from helping our young people learn to become their best. That's what youth sports done right.